Right.
And by doing this, the people never see that their money is being incrementally stolen from them and they being taxed. What are they taxing?
Right.
Anything that you would naturally do, there is a tax on it in order for them to get paid for you living according to the way you're supposed to live. So, under the continuity of government using executive orders, we seize all of the power companies for on behalf of the tribes of the land. Once the people start to understand this, they don't even they'll shut the system down.
Uh-huh.
So to seize the power companies give the tribes the right to provide free energy, and the only thing that would cost money is the transferring of the energy from its location to the outlet in which you surrendering the energy to. Big Mama Bank said the infrastructure is a responsibility of state government. So the
Right.
funding that's allocated to state government through Big Mama's Bank under the new system will then pay for the process of getting your utilities to your home, and you will not have a bill
Right.
because the state is supposed to pay for the necessities. So we talking about your basic utilities is light, gas, and water. The gas comes from the earth, the water comes from the earth, and the electricity can come from all of the above, right? And we can give it to the people using various means to generate it for free. And the infrastructure, the governmental, state governmental region is going to change because we can't take power and maintain the same lines of demarcation that the adversaries laid out to divide our lands up to separate us from ourselves.
Right.
So we will be having conventions around the land and discussing with the various different leaders that naturally emerge from the people to get the closest to the grassroots as possible with the solution. All this is part of the restructuring of the tribal systems because we had to talk about it because I can't impose what I want on you and you can't impose what you want on me. But
Right.
everything is up for discussion, and the thing that gives the greatest benefit is what's shared among the most of the people. And the thing that gives the most benefit at the current time is how to get them to understand that the knowledge of who they are and how these different groupings of people have been used as a scientific means to turn all people against each other. And that the daughters of ISIS come in all different shades, colors, hair textures, and they make up the different families of the earth. And some of the families got members that look like each one of the other side of the family,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? Because the lines of families have been crossed, been sufficiently amalgamated among the different organic tribes of the earth that everybody should have a right of ascension, which takes us back then to explaining the reverse engineering of the YAKUUB process.
Uh-huh.
And this is what we've been going through for 500 years. And you have to figure out a way to get somebody who wouldn't do something to do something that they wouldn't normally do, but get them to do it voluntarily.
Uh-huh.
So they use sociology or the study of the movement of masses of people. It's the same as studying farm animals. If you are good in the art of husbandry, you will make you easier and able to operate and have influence over the most amount of people. Because if you can't control the animals, you sure the fuck can't control the man.
Right.
But if you can learn the nature of all of the different animals and how each of the animals interact with each other, it tells you that as a pack animal, is certain basic standards of respect that's due. without upheaval taking place, or what they call a fight,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to tell the story that need to be told to free the most people. And so the chiefs sent me to talk to teach the most people what all of the other master teachers didn't taught, that they didn't know how it all interconnect.
Hey, yeah, Rod, man, I want to give you your flowers right now, Rod. You the man, Rod. Cause some shit, like, it's a lot of shit you done gave me that put that it's like little pieces that I done took now, and I'm seeing the whole shit now. I'm seeing the whole shit as it collapsed. I'm able to see the intricate parts of it, the little pieces that they don't show us about, like why Trump was doing what he was doing, why certain shit happened on the land, why they still trying to run this. Oh, that's a question I got for you, because we had 2 hours. We'll take a couple more questions, but this is another question I got for you. So now I notice they starting this thing on the land where they shooting black people in the back, the police still. They stabbing guys up. The thing with Mississippi with the 6 white cops that did the 2 black boys. They study popping, showing this black on white crime type of ideology to
That's
us.
the divide and conquer classic tool,
Okay.
because of the history of what's been taking place for the last 500 years. We assume from the history books that the people that was doing all that dirt was pale faces,
Uh-huh.
and it exonerated the ones that came from Europe that looked like us, but they ain't us. And
Uh-huh.
it made us look at them as with a sense of brotherhood, and all the time they look at us as they sworn enemy. And we never knowing that these people are standing next to us while we fighting the pale face that they put up to fight us, so we can't see them.
Damn. It's cold.
It's the divide and conquer. That's why when you go back to Neely Fuller, when he tell you everything to break the chains of white supremacy, you basically assume your God form.
Uh-huh.
Stand on your own 2 feet. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no.
Right.
Move with a noble character, because the noble character naturally betrays the presence of the noble blood.
Mm-hmm.
When you tarnish the noble character, you fall to your base desires, and then you are consumed by the nature of the energy you absorbed yourself in.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, we got about 1,200 people on this joint. Everybody hit that like button, man. Everybody send Rod a dollar, man. Put them in the game. We gonna bring it back, because look, it's a lot of stuff you just said in this thing that just, man, you dropped a lot of jewels up in here on far as how explaining the shutdown and how it's transpiring, especially with that last little document we just played. It gave me some pieces that I needed to put this shit together on what's happening. And
Yeah,
while
he tell
Obama
you
got
in there that they are provisional government, royal republic government.
uh-huh,
Was it called a Republican National Army or some shit?
uh-huh,
But he talking about the royal family's military contingent,
uh-huh,
when he was calling it the Republic Royal Guard or some shit.
uh-huh.
That's England control.
Yep.
Remember that during the George Washington challenge, the fake George Washington was imitating the Washita, born
Mm-hmm.
in Barbados,
Mm-hmm.
and the other, uh, Albert Pike, was imitating Adam Weishaupt, being the information is to control the narrative from that angle. So Adam Weishaupt is responsible for the articles of the Bavarian Illuminati. And then you have the protocols of Zion that came from the Illuminati's information. The Bavarian Illuminati is talking about a place in Europe where these people in these secret societies got together and formed a particular plot, right? And they trying to take over, and it's a what they call a Game of Thrones. And you moving people from one position of power to another position of power, and you using a merit to move them according to your leisure. It's manipulation at the highest source. That's why if they can't blackmail you, they blackball you, right?
Black
So they
ball, black
gotta,
heel.
yeah, because black means you on defense,
Uh huh.
right? And anybody on defense don't stay stuck on defense,
Right.
right? So sooner or later, Humpty Dumpty gonna fall, wasted potential. But
Right.
let the big dogs come out and play, right? Don't you run down there with them big boys unless you can rump with them. I can
Right.
handle the big mama. Okay, don't you bring your ass back up here crying if they knock you on your ass.
Right.
What they say, if you can't
So
run
what
with the
I
big
said.
dog, stay on the porch.
So would be haunted.
It's all coded in the lingo,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they tell you to put the lingo together according to the unified field theory. The unified field theory shows you that all things are connected, and then all you have to do is to know how to use the holographic view of existence and look at it from a God mind, and it changes your perspective when you realize that you the God self using the God mind to collapse creation, right? If from the field effect to the solid effect, the collapsing of reality around perception and perspective. The broader your perception and perspective, the more data that you will be able to process instantaneously, taking you from your mortal mind to your God mind. Where in your biblical references saying, let this mind be in you that was in Christ Isis, the anointed mother, queen of heaven and earth,
The
the one
IRS
who walked the
Department of
land
Control.
of Tamari, Miss Mary,
Yeah.
and it all come full circle.
Internal Revenue Services is the Spanish Inquisition services, and they going out of business right along with the other shit that that the Pope was talking about.
So if you keep watching, the finna see the banks collapse. When the banks collapse, it's gonna cause a government collapse. When the government collapse, it's gonna cease the election because of the government being collapsed. All of that happen like back to back. And
Damn.
then it'll go into martial law, military control, and then they'll roll out tribunals. That's how I see it playing out.
Yeah, I see. I see that. I see that. What I see is I see. It don't matter who they show us on TV, like who they gonna pick. I think they gonna go with Trump because Trump he gonna go ahead and close it out. He the closer. He closing the conjure. As far as
So
the
you seen
court.
Trump doing that reef ceremony, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's only for the seated president. If
Man,
you ain't the seated president, you don't do the reef ceremony.
yeah. See, I was thinking about that. Like, what the hell is that? Then they trying to kill this man.
They
So who
try
the
to
hell trying to
tell
kill this
you,
man? Who the hell
they
you think
telling you
this is, bro?
openly in your face behind your back.
Uh huh.
Because people don't know the protocols of the government. When they see stuff like that, they'll say, oh, Trump was at the reef thing. They don't know that he have to be the seated president in order to preside over that reef ceremony.
Wow. Hey, so
Right?
you think that the same niggas he mailed that letter to and told him that the game was up? No, the Moors, the dirty Moors, he mailed the letter. That's the same niggas that trying to shoot him right now. You think, or is it all? You think it's like a facade or act or something they putting on? What would be the purpose of just making us think they're trying to kill him. You know what I'm
Well, you
saying?
know they uncovered the third attempt on him.
A third attempt.
Yeah, they tried to gas him. That's what they was reporting.
Oh shit, son! They out to this thing.
So he was at a public event, and on one side they had the audience divided into VIPs on each side behind him, and on one side of them, all of the people that was in so many feet of him end up going to the ER, and they discovered that somebody was trying to gas Trump. That's what
Damn.
they said, right? The second dude was the dude at the golf course that
Yep.
was trying to snipe
Yep.
him
Yeah.
and
Rob
was
Wesley
sticking the
Robert.
barrel through the fence. Any trained sniper would not have stuck the barrel
Yep.
through the fence.
Yep. He ain't
He
trained.
would have been right behind the fence, just out of sight of the bush, but the barrel would have been aimed through the fence.
Yep. Yep.
But you wouldn't have seen the barrel protruding from the fence. So that's
He
how
looked
you
half
know that
crazy
these
though.
people,
He looked half
right?
goddamn crazy. Like he had a
These
tick from
people are patsies. They people that's been compelled for whatever financial reasons, familial benefits, or something to take the fall for something that's gonna have a catastrophic and historical importance.
Damn.
So they take the bullet for the family or whoever the people that's left behind to benefit the reward.
And they would, if he would have shot that guy, they probably had another guy on standby to shoot him, just like they did to do that's supposed to be shot Kennedy when it was the driver. They had a guy on
Um,
standby to rack him,
Talking
like
about
the
Jack Ruby.
yeah, they had Jack
Jack,
Ruby on standby.
yeah.
Yeah, man, we better get up out of here, man. We at the 2 hour mark, man. Like I say, y'all, we got like a 1,200 people in here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you want, like I say, Broad don't do it for the donations, but like I say, show them some love, man, because we like they give him time to think, make them think where they don't be harassing them on other shit. Uh, yeah, hit him. Hey, y'all, we gonna be back, man. This right here was a hot one. Like every time me and Rod come on, it be hot. Rod be having some. A lot of this shit you might have to go back and listen to again, and then start taking notes, and then start going look some of this stuff up and see. You could see clearly see. I mean, never have it been made so clear that Mystery Babylon has fallen. I mean, it don't get no clearer than that. Mystery Babylon has fallen. And the only thing that's holding it up is the people that still agreeing to the fraud. That's what it sounds like to me. Anybody that you still agreeing to all these systematic things that they got going, you will be agreeing to the fraud. The only thing about it is what we gonna do. We gonna
It's
have to go back to the barn.
it's at the verge of collapse. It's
Uh-huh.
imminent. We can wake up tomorrow and a whole bunch of stuff be going on in the news about how the shifting took place, but they probably won't be calling it that. They'll be talking about economic turmoil and systems failures and stuff like that to
Mm-hmm.
try to tell you that something is going on of a massive scale and to be on standby and prepare for what's to come next. And
Mm-hmm.
then they're going to be directing you to pay attention to your special alerts because they'll keep you updated on events in real time. And then the EBS will kick in with the emergency broadcast, and then they'll tell you to see what the events have been unfolding. Go over here and watch this website, and then all the rest of the websites going to be difficult to connect because it's all military control. The internet
Right.
was created by the military for
That's fact.
military purposes.
Fact.
So all of this stuff that we saying now, and just notice the agents, notice the principal instructions to the masses about the instructions to the internal workings of things, so that we can see how this story is going to play out, right?
Right.
So we going over the data, revealing to the tribes people across the land from the many different shades that the organic land has reclaimed the birthright and is asserting that birthright, and that eventually, because we followed the oral tradition to the letter and without fail, they're going to have to surrender this corporate fiction control back to the tribes.
Right.
And they'll have to make this publicly known so that we know that we are in the reconstruction of tribal governments across the land, and that there's about to be some changes taking place and a whole lot of shaking going on as we celebrate from coast to coast for 2025. All of that stuff is coming to fruition faster than we can see with the naked eye because we experience it in real time. But it's like it's showing itself up in phases and stages. Like they reported a couple months ago that the Fed had lost track of $545 billion. That
Wow.
shows incompetence to handle the financial function for another fiscal year from these clowns. And they're showing us the failings of the system. They've been showing us bank branches closing. They've been showing us police stations closing,
Right.
which was a response to the letter,
Hmm.
right? And then you seeing different jurisdictional controls being taken in certain places. All this is just showing you that these events is taking place in real